coming 5 years, we will see systems like this all over Europe.
In the future, the digital intelligence of the truck will be a new trademark.
I think looking back in 50 years, maybe you would ask yourself, why was it allowed to drive with a manual truck?
Driving modern high-tech trucks evolves around the demands for energy-efficient driving, precision and road safety for drivers and others. Automated driving is no longer science fiction, but is already used in many industries such as logistics and transport. One manufacturer with decades of experience is, among others, Volvo Trucks in Sweden. Pioneering innovations for trucks happen at two fronts. One is on the road. Manufacturers are working on a number of vehicles driving simultaneously as a group. They call this way of driving platooning. Several vehicles follow a leading vehicle, while keeping the exact same speed and distance. Platooning contributes to more safety on the road and more convenient driving. It enables a smoother flow of traffic. Platooning trucks can save up to 10% fuel. This virtual trailer coupling is possible by using radar, cameras and control units which are communicating with each other. Other innovations take place in confined areas such as yards, harbors or deep underground in mines. Here in Kristineberg in Sweden, 1,000 meters deep inside the mine Boliden, trucks face difficult and demanding conditions, such as confined space and darkness, curves and uneven ground. Here, for the first time, autonomous driving truck tested in everyday operations underground. Based on a sensor system of radar and laser, the truck analyzes constantly its surrounding space. Thanks to automated speed, gear shifting and smart logistic, all waiting times and stops are minimized and the productivity has increased.
Digitization plays a role in every kind of mobility and logistics. Think about the autonomous driving car, the autonomous driving truck. We're getting it very soon, maybe sooner than a lot of people are expecting it. So everything, if it is digitized and connected, it can be automated.
There is an increased demand of transportation and mobility in the society driven by urbanization, but also by new customer behaviors, like for instance more online shopping. This is actually going to be a paradigm shift when it comes to logistics. The three technology trends that we talk a lot about here when it comes to automation, connectivity and electrification.
Generally, trucks are operating along the full chain of logistics, delivering goods into the cities, but naturally also bringing goods straight from the point of production. In Brazil, the production of sugarcane is big business, but about 4% of the seedlings for next year's harvest are crushed by manually driven trucks following the harvester. They also damage the soil when entering and leaving the field. This means big losses. Volvo Trucks' innovative prototype is an automated self-steering truck which keeps track with minimal deviation. It digitally synchronizes the speed with the harvester, ensuring a high degree of precision. The driver can accelerate or brake manually, or he can use speed control. This increases the harvest's output and the safety at work for the drivers. Back in the city, operating a big refuse truck in urban areas is challenging. Narrow roads, parking cars and crossing pedestrians present high risks for collision. As part of a research project, a Swedish waste disposal company and Volvo Trucks develop and test this prototype of an automated refuse truck. Basically, the heavy truck follows the refuse collector like a dog in walking pace. When the truck approaches a parked car, it will drive around this car. If encountered by playing children, it will stop automatically. Sensors monitor the environment constantly, providing maximum safety. Big advantage for local authorities, only one refuse collector is needed. Innovation never stops, so how can manufacturers tap the full digital potential for future models? In cooperation with Swedish energy agencies, the manufacturer developed a concept truck with hybrid drive, using a new aerodynamic concept.
We had a very tough target to improve transport efficiency by 50%. And we have not made all the final tests yet, but it seems very promising, all that we have tested so far.
This concept truck runs on diesel when necessary, and it recovers and restores electric energy when recuperating while braking or driving downhill.
We actually try to optimize the truck, so we use a combustion engine when needed. We use electrical engines when we can save fuel.
This way, the fully loaded truck can drive up to 10 kilometers in electric mode when on flat roads or in urban areas, nearly noiseless.
Driving in electric mode, first of all, you cut emissions. It's a special feeling to be in a truck that is driven by electric mode.
Its connected superbrain knows the country like the back of one's hand, constantly analyzing the topography ahead by using GPS and electronic road maps.
With digitalization, we can offer new services like zone management. Through GPS positioning, we can, for instance, turn the vehicle into a low emission mode or zero emission mode in certain areas of the cities.
First of all, every business, every company have to think about what is my strategy, what is my future, my digital vision. If I don't know where to head, if I have no vision for the future, no digital vision, I think you are in big trouble.
Connectivity is actually bringing the possibility to optimize both transport efficiency and resources by actually making efficient traffic flows and also increase, for instance, the utilization of already existing infrastructure.
Today, urban areas and road congestions are tough traffic challenges for drivers, commuters and city planners. More and more cities restrict numbers of vehicles in city centres for environmental reasons. Gothenburg is one of the first cities worldwide which invests large sums into the electrification of buses. Here in Sweden's second largest city, Electricity is operating fully electric buses along Route 55 in the crowded city centre.
Electromobility starts with addressing the need to create sustainable cities, reducing emission, reducing noise and so forth. Then of course the bus needs to be able to transport people in a safe way.
The project Electricity is a collaboration of 15 partners from industry, city planners and politics to solve this balancing act.
Urban transport has at the moment the most suitable driving patterns, with low average speed, less energy consumption, frequent start and stop with then high level of energy recuperation and suitable ranges, driving distances that will require less battery capacity.
Without a doubt, the first impression is of nearly complete silence. And, at second glance, one realizes that there are no exhaust fumes at all. The electric and the hybrid buses are charged at the end stops with renewable energy. They have an 80% lower energy consumption than a diesel bus. Thanks to electromobility, bus stops inside public buildings have become reality.
Being able to take the public transport and the bus indoors opens up for new ways of city planning, because we can bring public transport closer to people. We can bring buses in areas where we haven't been able to bring them before, because now they are silent.
Nothing's worse than a still-standing truck. Only a moving truck is a good truck for the haulers, their customers, and for road safety. Digitization has become an important enabler of modern mobility.
So with this connectivity technology, we will be able to reduce the number of unplanned stops. We will be able to reduce service costs, and it will also improve road safety with less trucks standing still on the road.
A look behind the scenes, the Volvo Action Service Centre in Ghent in Belgium. Like spiders in a web, these experts have maintenance data of all connected trucks literally at their fingertips. How does that work? During a journey, a truck driver has a technical problem. After stopping, he presses a button next to the steering wheel and seeks direct assistance. The call will be redirected to one of the multilingual Volvo service centers, also called uptime centers. While speaking, the operator already reads all relevant data from the connected truck, also potential diagnostic trouble codes of the problem.
Well, digitalization for us really means that we can gather the information we need and the data we need in a quicker way. We skip quite some steps, let's say, in the communication flow to make sure that the case handling time and to organize that repair that the driver needs or the truck needs is a lot faster than it used to go.
The operator directly books an appointment for the truck, sending all diagnostic codes and providing spare part numbers to the workshop. The driver gets a call from the operator, who is telling him the locations and the time slot for this planned repair stop. Upon arrival at the workshop, the driver is expected. No time is wasted. Every minute of the road counts. The mechanic is informed, does specific diagnostics, and confirms the remote diagnostics. Thanks to the advanced notification by the service center, the software problem of the truck is fixed right away, and the truck is back on the road again. Regardless of their careful training, each driver drives slightly different when using gears and brakes. So how can a truck avoid unnecessary service stops following a fixed, rigid service plan?
Truck monitoring today means that we leverage data. Big data is the new gold for us. In the past, we needed all data to see what had happened to a vehicle. Today, through digitization, we can predict what will happen to that vehicle tomorrow.
Provided the truck owner has booked this service, the system can inform the center digitally about potential malfunctions. An analyst checks the case and runs remote diagnostics. He identifies an upcoming problem before it will occur. This is called predictive maintenance and will become standard in the digital era.
Today, with the live stream of data, we can really create here centrally actionable tasks for each single truck, appoint and plan a dealership to that repair, create the parts and the diagnostics for that specific vehicle.
Instead of calling the truck in at fixed time intervals, the truck is now asked to see a service center only when it's really necessary. The workshop receives all data from the center to arrange resources as spare parts and repair time.
So we clearly moved from a reactive approach to a proactive approach, which is a very big difference.
This maximizes operation times of trucks, saves resources and minimizes breakdowns on the road.
Digitization means transformation of processes, products and certain services into the digital environment so that we can use it from our mobile phones, for example. Think about the car industry is becoming a mobility industry.
Because each one of these technologies can of course bring a lot of value to mobility of goods and transport on its own, but it's actually when they converge they will radically transform transportation.
Trucks are long-term investments. Naturally, the design and look of a model are important for its sales figures. Conventionally, the cabin design and all its support and safety systems is centered at the driver at work. The general boost of computer performance enables the most complex digital simulations like here in the cabin. So how is digitization adding a new dimension to the design of connected trucks?
The big change that's happening now is that the digitalization is not just part of the process, it's actually moving into the product itself. So we have another area, type of design that we have to deal with, interaction design, immaterial design.
The designer's task is to minimize drivers' distraction and also to maximize information when interacting with the truck in a safe way.
I think design is changing in the way that it's not just about the appearance or perception of a product, it's actually about the experience with a product. And that's something that our designers are having to learn to deal with.
Completely new design options lie ahead. Autonomous driving trucks don't always need a driver who needs a cabin to work in.
Maybe aerodynamics won't be such an important thing, so maybe they can be quite boxy.
Today, trucks typically operate for about 150,000 kilometers a year. Shifting gears at exactly the right moment is an art for professional drivers. Automated manual transmission systems support the driver when shifting gears in split seconds. This means reducing fuel consumption for up to 5%. Fuel efficiency is key for the profitable operation of trucks. Therefore, new trucks are fitted with a cloud-based topographic recognition system. Before a truck even arrives at a hill base, the system has already calculated the best kinetic driving for this hill. And following drivers benefit from these calculations via cloud-based service. Steering a heavy freight truck requires sometimes hard work from the driver. Dynamic steering systems enable nearly effortless and precise steering even when fully loaded. Driving very slowly is electronically supported, which is essential when reversing. Irregular road surfaces or strong side winds are automatically compensated. We talk to a veteran expert of automotive safety about digital systems.
We say 90% of the accidents are caused by human error. And the main cause of this is inattention. Now, inattention could be that you are looking in the wrong direction, you're looking at something else apart from driving, and that's where we come in with support systems to help the driver to stay attentive when driving.
When in danger of colliding with another vehicle, the size and weight of trucks multiplies massively the possible impact.
Well, looking at safety, as a human being, you get tired. Now, if you have digitization and you're checking things, it never gets tired. The computer is running, it is collecting data at all times.
By now, all manufacturers have developed life-saving systems such as collision warning and emergency brakes. And by law, this technology is compulsory now all over Europe for all trucks since 2015.
Well, the emergency brake is really a system where you can see that if the driver is not paying attention to what is happening in front of him.
If the radar and camera-based system recognizes a danger ahead, such as the end of a traffic jam, a pre-warning for the driver is activated. When the driver does not react, a light flashes and a loud alarm alerts him. Finally, the emergency brakes spring automatically into action by decoupling the gearbox and a full brake. This happens in split seconds. It prevents an actual collision, even with speed differences of up to 70 kilometers an hour. For the sake of safety, the industry crashes plenty of real trucks and spares no effort to gain insights for future improvements. But real crash tests of trucks cost a fortune and destroy 1 or 2 trucks each time.
When you're doing physical crash testing, you only see what the final outcome is, and you can film meantime. When you're doing simulations of this, you can zoom in, you can zoom inside the surfaces and see what's actually causing the metal and the other surfaces to crack.
Digitization would save enormous costs and resources. It could save the lives of many crashed trucks and speed up development.
With digital testing, you can easier reach paradigm shifts because you can step away from old designs much faster than what you dare to do with physical testing. And this will, of course, improve the safety of the truck as a whole much faster.
A daily scene in any city, pedestrians and cyclists with headsets on or using their smartphones while crossing a major street, totally unaware of the moving traffic around them.
Well, the 2017 Volvo Safety Report is showing that if you're in a truck, accidents are going down. If you're in a car, that's also becoming safer. But the alarming thing is that when it comes to vulnerable road users, we're seeing more accidents with them.
Most accidents are based on human behavior. Visibility, for example, is key to road safety. The manufacturer strives to give drivers digitized co-drivers, smart mirrors, cameras, sensors, radar and laser. These scan 360 degrees of the truck's surrounding in real time.
It's going to take some time and a lot of sensors and some supercomputers to come up to the same level as an attentive human being. An inattentive human being, any computer can do that today.
I'm strongly convinced that mobility is one of the areas where digitizing and digitization is helping us quite a bit to be way more productive than before.
It looks like science fiction, a construction site with little noise and absolutely no diesel fumes. Automation shows great strength when applied to constant tasks in unchanging environments. These hybrid or fully electric load carriers do their job constantly at the same speed. Experts expect a reduction of up to 95% of emissions at construction sites in the future. What lies ahead in the future? Generally, the flow of goods will increase due to booming online shopping and changing consumer behavior. Electrified traffic in urban areas will run the transport of goods, waste and people smoothly and more safely, with less noise and no emissions. Smart IT solutions organize a possibly large number of goods together to minimize the number of vehicles. Automated systems will assist drivers with digitized support and safety systems in real time and 24/7.
Because the machine is not making any mistakes. There are no misunderstandings anymore. And of course, the whole value chain, the whole logistic chain is going to be autonomous.
Manufacturers and experts are confident automation and real-time data will propel the operation of high-tech trucks into a new dimension.